Jim Edwards here, down on the ground in Brooklyn, New York City. It's UFC 223 Media Day, but that isn't the news we're all talking about. What we're talking about is Conor McGregor, who stormed into the media center after the day it culminated, looking for Khabib Nurmagomedov. Now, let's set the scene. We've just had the stare downs. The fighters are hanging around just around the back of the stage where the stare downs have been taken, and they were then led to a elevator, which was in the vicinity of the building in the Barclays Center. They were then led into an elevator and all of them taken down into the bowls of the arena, where coaches were then transporting them back from the Barclays Center to the fighter hotel, the Marriott downtown, Marriott Brooklyn Bridge. And that is where they are being transported back to. During the time that they had been taken down and that they were boarding into the coaches, myself and some media colleagues, we were just packing up our gear, just starting to process some of the media and all the videos we had got from that media day. We suddenly hear a big bang on the door, and then suddenly about 20 people, including Conor McGregor, Artem Lobov, and Charlie Ward, and a few other recognizable names, busted in to the Barclays Center, past the media, and went straight towards the elevator where the other fighters have been taken down. You'll see the video also on this channel. Hopefully I'll card it up right now, so that video. These guys were just led by Conor into that elevator down to where the fighters were boarding the coaches. Now from there, several other videos have come out, a lot of them from the fighters who were on those coaches at the time, showing Conor McGregor throwing objects at the bus. Unfortunately, one of those objects has actually smashed one of the I believe it's one of the windscreen shields of that bus, and unfortunately Michael Chiesa, who was supposed to be fighting Anthony Pettis, was on that coach. Some of the glass that broke off from the window unfortunately cut him. We believe he's in hospital now with some minor cuts. We've been told it's 50-50 whether he remains on the card and fights Anthony Pettis tomorrow. But of course, just absolutely crazy, unbelievable scenes here in Brooklyn. After that happened, we hear that Conor sped away from the scene. He got into a car and was led away. Originally, I had actually reported, because I'd spoken to someone on that bus, that when Dana White had got to where the bus was, he had told the people on that bus, the exact wording was, "Conor is in jail, he's done." Those were the exact words that Dana White used at the time. I'm not saying, I'm not being critical of him. Those were the exact words that I reported from someone that was in that in that bus, and that's exactly what happened. What we've learned subsequently, Dana White did an interview with MMA Junkie. I believe Brett Okamoto of ESPN was also there at the time. He then said that there's a backtrack on that, so there's been a warrant for Conor McGregor's arrest is now out. We've recently obviously been checking with the NYPD throughout all the situation and confirmed to us there's A, he's not arrested, B, there's no current warrant for his arrest, but they do want to talk to him, and they're monitoring the airports to see whether he does actually try and leave the country. Just unbelievable. I mean, what can you say about this? As Dana White described it as one of the most disgusting things that he's ever seen in the sport, and it's very hard to disagree with that. What we've seen today has absolutely. It doesn't belong in the sport here, right now. Conor McGregor, who I asked Dana White at the press conference yesterday, is Conor McGregor going to be coming? Dana White confirmed that he wasn't, but it said it would be amazing if he did come. I'm sure he'd obviously take that back within a second now after what's happened today. But I mean, let's talk about why this incident started. I think I want to give the guys over at Reddit MMA a lot of credit for this. Someone Reddit MMA, so if you go on reddit.com/r/MMA, someone found an interview that Conor did with that Artem did with a Russian outlet, where he said that Khabib has no business fighting Conor, and just some not very nice things in relation to Khabib and whether he'd fight Conor and what would happen. So that seems to have very much upset Khabib. Now, I got into Brooklyn here on the Monday. And when I got here on Monday, I was obviously here on Tuesday, and I was doing some work in the fighter hotel. Now, Tuesday, you'll see that other video that's also on our YouTube channel of where Khabib confronts Artem in the fighter hotel. Obviously, that incident went down where Khabib and a number of his teammates did confront Artem, and I believe we can't really hear what they're saying, and of course it's in Russian, so it's very hard to translate, but from what we hear, what was being said is that Khabib was saying, "Never put my name in your mouth again." Obviously, subsequently, that has kind of sparked Conor and his entourage, I guess, to come over to confront Khabib and obviously take matters into their own hands. Now, something I didn't report because I didn't think it was right at the time, but I did speak to Artem after that happened. After that, after he was confronted, I did speak to Artem. It was off the record, I didn't record it. Artem just said that basically there was a little scuffle, and that essentially he had just been confronted by a lot of Khabib and Khabib's teammates, and it was very, it was a big confrontation, and well, I mean, what can I say? It was intimidating to say the least, and he obviously wasn't happy at all with what happened, and we learned subsequently that he actually had to move hotels. So situation as we know it, as I'm recording this right here, right now, and it's fluid because reports coming out all over the place. Dana White is telling people, I wouldn't say inaccurate things, but things that aren't totally truthful, in the sense that everything's a bit of a mess right now. It's absolute chaos down here in the ground in Brooklyn. We don't always quite know what's happening, but just stay tuned to MMAnytt.com for reports. We're trying to do our best and make sure you guys get all the updates as they go down. But current situation is Conor McGregor has confronted Khabib Nurmagomedov today, who was on a bus leaving the Brooklyn Center. He threw an item out the window. It's unfortunately hurt Michael Chiesa, who we don't know will remain on the card. Of course, we know Artem Lobov has now been removed from his card because of his involvement in that confrontation earlier on. As I said, there is no current warrant out for Conor McGregor's arrest, but that can, I guess, change. So anyway, thanks for following my coverage. Hopefully later today I will post another update. But until then, just keep your eyes glued on MMAnytt.com, and of course my Twitter @MMA_Jim.